All right, now we're good. Okay, now we're good. We are good. All right. Sorry about that, everybody. All right. So, let's see. I'm going to. Okay. Let's make this smaller. I want to be able to see the chat. You are live, brother. I'm live. What's up, everybody? Yeah, I don't look like my profile pic anymore. Shaved my head. All right. So yeah, pretty much what we're gonna be doing in this is I'm gonna be chatting about kind of the future of the channel and things I've been thinking about lately. Thanks, Anthony. Oh, my fellow Anton brother. But yeah, so a big thing is obviously everyone on the I guess Twitch and Discord knows I've been like things have been changing in my head, and I've been talking to a lot of my moderators about the future of the channel and where I see things. And I wanted to let you guys all know about everything that's been going on in my head, because I know with myself I can sometimes be a bit tight-lipped with sharing my thoughts as they go along, because like I sometimes don't like to announce things until they're ready. And the issue is usually what ends up happening is the moment I'm ready, I'll announce it and you guys will have no clue what's going on. You guys will be like, oh wow, that's wild. And so so I'm learning a better balance of allowing you guys to be part of my process and my decision making, but also doing my best to make sure that I'm kind of like 75%, 80% through the process before I announce it, just because I don't like to go back on things. As you guys have seen with Twitch a couple times, like I had to switch the times on Twitch a couple times, and I know Aaron made fun of me for it. But yeah, so now for everybody, Twitch is now at 2 p.m. because I've had to do like podcast meetings and stuff, and pretty much all of my mornings are completely booked now. So pretty much the earliest I can do Twitch now and stuff is 2 p.m. But so I just wanted to, so we got Anthony. What's up, Eleni? Of course, we have Mark, David, Aaron. All right. So, yeah. So, like, obviously, the most recent thing we did is we just merged the channels again after about a year and a half. So, the reason behind doing that was everything I had announced to you guys, that I wanted things to be more simple for you, simple for me, and just having everything on one channel. And obviously, as I alluded to previously, the reason why I had separated the channels to begin with was purely YouTube algorithm reasons. Essentially, it was to dominate on YouTube. What you had to do is give people a consistent niche product all the time. And if you didn't give people what they were expecting, the first 10 people YouTube showed wouldn't click on your recent video, and then YouTube will go, oh, people don't like your content anymore, and it will show your content to even less of a next group of people. So that was the main reason for having two channels. And since then, the podcast has been doing a lot better, and I've been, getting back to my original kind of idea that the podcast is, what I originally wanted to do anyway. Now with YouTube, that puts YouTube now as a more of something I'm doing for fun now. And that's better for all of us for a variety of reasons. A big thing is that allows me to take the stress off. My number one thing was like, I was planning on putting my kids through college, putting my kids through university, taking care of my family in the future, all through reactions. And that is a ridiculous amount of pressure to put on reactions. And then what happens with that is essentially Patreon. right? Doing the deal with the devil, as I call it. And I've learned a lot of lessons with monetizing content and doing Patreon and things like that. And essentially what I've realized is that you end up taking away almost all of your ability to dictate what you want to do on the channel. And so, as I've said before, it was like the first 6 months of this channel is when I was the most excited about doing content, because I was choosing what I wanted to do, right? It was just purely like, okay, I enjoy this. Okay, this video does well. This video doesn't do well. Let's do more of this if I enjoy it. And then what happens is you get more successful. You start promising people a consistent product. And then you open up Patreon and you allow people then to dictate the content even further. And then, so essentially where I found myself in the last year is a place of just, to be completely honest, just not being excited about making content anymore. I've talked to a lot of you about this, but essentially now, that is to say, once I start doing the content, I enjoy it. You know what I mean? It's like once I'm immersing myself in what I'm doing, it's really enjoyable for the stuff I enjoy doing. It's fucking hell when I don't enjoy it. That is just, it's a brutal process. And what I can describe to you in a way that a lot of you will understand is any of you that do soul-sucking jobs, like corporate jobs, where essentially you have to act a certain way in this corporate environment, that you end up having to almost censor who you really are, maybe your sense of humor, and you have to act a part. That's essentially what it feels like, is like you're kind of doing something you wouldn't choose to do because people are paying you to do it, right? And it got to a point where I got very burnt out. And just, yeah, it was hard to enjoy looking forward to things anymore. And now, so this is all going around to say, like, now that the podcast is doing a lot better, I can just enjoy doing this. And I can what I call, like, what I'm doing right now is focusing much more on win-wins. Because again, like when I first started the channel, it was a win-lose, meaning I win, you guys lose, because I dictate everything in the channel and you guys dictate nothing. And then it flips over to lose-win, which is you guys dictate everything and I dictate nothing. And then that is also a difficult relationship to have with an audience, because, yeah, again, it's just, it's 101 with relationships, right? It's like, all of us have been in relationships where we feel like one party has more of the power in the relationship, right? And we don't feel valued. We don't feel heard. And so in some sense, that's how I felt for a lot of, especially the last probably 6 months to a year. And I've been kind of, talking to a lot of people on Discord about, like, how do I get to a win-win here? How do I get to a point where I feel validated and I feel excited to do this again, and I get to interact with the community and they feel valued and excited too. And so one thing that allows, and that I'm planning on doing, is making the content much more thematic in the future. So we've already kind of seen that. And anyone on YouTube, you probably don't know what's actually going on because I haven't announced this on YouTube. These are always announced on Discord. But what we do on Discord is we'll do like votes of like the theme of the week or the theme of the month. And essentially it's like, I'll put down 5 themes or something. Like maybe it's 80s pop, 90s alternative, 2000s hard rock, 80s metal, like whatever it is, you know what I mean? Like, 90s singer-songwriter stuff. And then, so essentially I get to choose topics and themes that I actually enjoy doing, right? Like these are things that I know I enjoy. And that allows me to get excited again about the kind of content I'm making. And then all of you can vote and have your voices heard and choose, yeah, what do I like of these as well? And hopefully what happens is, there will be some people that don't like that change because they enjoy requesting things that are probably out of my wheelhouse. And that's even an interesting relationship to have too, because there's some people that are always trying to pull me out of kind of my comfort zone and pull me out of what I enjoy. And there's other people that are essentially having, requesting things they know I'll like, right? So I think there's kind of a healthy medium. But what I'm kind of doing right now is likely like, I don't know, 60% stuff that's kind of pulling me out of my wheelhouse. And then I'm probably doing like 40% of stuff that I know I kind of enjoy and I want to go down. So again, this kind of theme of the week or theme of the month is a way to kind of meet halfway, right? So it's like, again, I get to put what I enjoy, and then you guys get to essentially clarify and vote on what you enjoy as well. What's up, Joe? What's up, Daphne? And Tony and Scott. So that's a big thing I see myself going more in the future, is doing things that are more thematic. Also what I've noticed is, a lot of you have told me this on Twitch as well, that it can be sometimes jarring for me to do a queue on Twitch that is full of different genres. You know what I mean? Where essentially it's like I can go from, 90s alternative to Linkin Park to like heavy metal all in one queue. And I think when I first started the channel, obviously, that was fine because I was hyped up on caffeine and I was just spellbound by the success of the channel. And I was just so pumped about growing. You know what I mean? That essentially I was doing like 7 pieces of content every day. I was recording 7 videos, which is just wild. Like it almost makes no sense to me now. I'm like, how did I do that? Like, it's just so all over the place, right? And so again, this this thing is, again, back to this win-win thing, is like on Twitch we get to really dive into eras and genres. And a big thing is how I see this happening is, like when you're theme, like seasons of a TV show, like American Idol or The Voice, it would almost be like how I kind of envision my reactions in the future is almost like that of like the seasons of a TV show, where maybe this season is all about 90s alternative. And so we get to really dive into this. Like I see it as this metaphor for it's almost like being invited to a museum and you're brought to an exhibit and you're like, yeah, you get to check out this massive Egyptian exhibit, but you have like 1 minute. Like that's how I almost felt with the content so far, is it's so sporadic. You know what I mean? Again, because I'm just kind of making my way down a list that has no rhyme or reason, that has no flow, that has no cohesiveness. It's just like, all right, we're doing, boom, 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 like just very, very disparate things. And I feel like everybody loses this ability to really immerse ourselves in an era, in a genre. You know what I mean? Like, think about your favorite eras and your favorite genres. Like, I see it again, like, 80s pop. Like there's a certain echelon, there's a certain vibe that era and that genre has together. 90s alternative, as I said, 2000s hard rock like Linkin Park and 3 Days Grace and Nickelback and Daughtry and all these things. It's like there's something beautiful about completely just soaking up what a genre is. You know what I mean? And again, like that's how I see it in the future, is seasons of a TV show. And I see both sides of that. I see how this is going to piss some people off and some people are going to love it. And I've been thinking a lot about this, that this is exactly what I want. I don't want to be a channel that everybody is neutral on, that everybody's like, yeah, it's good. I want people to love it and hate it. It's like, you know what I mean? I want, when it's your era and your genre, and either we're going to figure out if it's going to be a theme of the week or a theme of the month. It's going to be up to you. We're going to hold a vote today, later, where I'm just going to ask all of you, what would you rather have? Because again, it's like, it's exciting when it's like your era. Like, let's say you love 80s pop, you know what I mean? Or what would it be like? 80s. You know, I'm thinking you got like your Kate Bush, or even like your 80s alternative, like, your Peter Gabriel, Sting, Kate Bush. Um, I don't know, Phil Collins kind of doesn't really get in there as much, but you know what I mean. It's like, when that is your era and your genre, that's so exciting because like we're going into your thing, and we're really gonna explore it. We're really gonna dive in there and just soak all of it up, right? And then at the same time, it's just life. It's like when you love something enough and you lose it, there's kind of this feeling of loss. And so what's going to happen is there's going to be a natural thing where we're going to go heavier into certain things. And then what's going to happen is when those things are over, and let's say that was your genre, that was your era, it's probably going to hurt a little bit. It's probably going to feel like maybe a little bit of sense of loss of like, oh, wow, like we're leaving my era and now we're in 90s alternative, or again, 2000s hard rock, whatever it is. And so, I know there's going to be more of an ebb and flow. There's probably going to be more of an ebb of flow of views on the channel. But again, I'm hoping to give people more of what they want at a time. Because I feel like especially it gets to a point with all of you subscribers where you watch all of my Kate Bush videos, as Anthony said, right? Like you watch all my Kate Bush videos, you love Kate Bush, so you subscribe, and then I don't do Kate Bush for a while. You know what I mean? Or I don't do anything you like for a while, and then when I do it again, it's like one video, and then you wait for another 6 months for Kate Bush. You know what I mean? Or Sting, or whoever it is for you, right? And so it's almost like everybody ends up waiting a long time, and then when the thing you love comes up again, it's short-lived, and it doesn't really, in some sense, I feel, get the love it deserves from me. Like, we don't really get to bite into it. We don't really get to taste it in a really big way. So again, at least this, it's like when it's your thing, it's like it's your thing, and when it's not, it's not. And so that's a big thing I see in the future, is just again going in this direction. And I understand where if people will be on both sides of that. You know what I mean? Again, I feel like I have to follow my creativity on this one. And I want to evolve as a content creator. I want to evolve as an artist and do things that excite me. And again, I like this idea of, shifting dynamics, like this idea of, just exploration. Because that's something I don't feel like I do. I don't really feel like I really explore things. It's window shopping. You know what I mean? It's just like you're going by and you're pulled in and out of experiences a lot. And then so another change has happened, switching gears here a little bit, is I lowered the Patreon price, and I actually will be doing this again in the future. I think in 6 months we're probably going to be lowering everything down a price again. And so I'm doing this for a couple of reasons. Number one is obviously the economy of the world is pretty fucked up right now. It's very difficult for all of us. And with that, it's just like, it's hard to justify how difficult it is to spend a certain level of money. You know what I mean? And so, lowering the money is like, I lost half of my income. I think I'm at like half of what I was making on Patreon just a month ago. And I'm happy about that in a really big way. I feel like it's like I feel like my freedom is worth that. And you guys, I don't have to worry that you guys are putting out as much. You know what I mean? Like, what I really plan on doing in 6 months is having everything pretty much at $5. Because I feel like $5 is a cup of coffee, and like at least then, there's, I don't have to worry about asking for too much. You know what I mean? It's like, it's not it's not like asking for $25 or $50 or even in some sense, even $10. You know what I mean? And again, it's like this, back to this win-win thing. It's like, okay, how can I survive doing this? And how can I make sure that everybody in my community can also survive doing this? Right. Like another thing is like, I'm hiring an editor now to edit all of my content, mostly on my podcast side. And that is going to cost me $48,000 a year. Yeah, it's pretty wild. And I don't even make $48,000 a year on YouTube. So this is another, really big radical shift where it's like, okay, like I cut my Patreon income in half and I'm about to hire somebody for $48,000 a year. 28 to 48,000, depending on how much content I put out. It's one of these things where the more I create, the more I have to pay. And so it gets to a point where like, okay, I have to make sure I can sustain myself, right? And right now, YouTube is just like, reactions are just unsustainable. I'm not making nearly enough money to be able to, sustain that, right? And so again, it puts me in a different position with reactions where now it's just for fun. It's because I want to do it. It's for the creative benefit. And yeah, I kind of want to get back to where I was like, in the first 6 months, where like I was just fucking stoked to make reactions. Like the idea of getting in front of a camera like lit me up. And I was just, you guys can see it in the early content. Like it was slightly manic. Like it was probably a bit too much energy and enthusiasm and excitement. But yeah, there's a feeling of obligation, I think, that is crept up. It's definitely become a job, like just 100%. And again, it's a job I chose. It's a job I'm choosing. So I'm happy for it. But in a perfect world, I can have my podcast be the job. That's the thing that I can, again, that's what can focus on bringing my income in the future, putting my children through college, sustaining my family, all that kind of stuff. And then this can be for fun, back to where I think every creative artist, everybody who starts anything like this starts off with, right? We always start off with passion. Passion is the number one reason why we begin anything, just because we want to do it. And then, then it becomes what we do. And then it becomes a consistency thing. And it's like, okay, I need to find a way to meet a certain expectation, a certain need that my community has of me, And so, yeah, that's a big thing. Is just doing this for fun again, which I'm very excited by, and just, enjoying it. And that is pretty much summarizing my plan for the future. So likely in a year, probably a year, it'll likely be content on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And it will be the theme of the month or the theme of the week, depending again on what you guys vote on. So if it's a theme of the week, what it'll be is we vote on a new theme every week, and we get 3 artists from each theme every week. Theme of the month would be we pick one theme of the month, and then we pick 3 artists, and every week we do 3 songs from that artist. Or one of those 3 artists. So the first week, it'll be 3 songs from artist A. Next week, 3 songs from artist B. It'll actually be 4. It'll be 4 artists. It'll be 4 artists, and we'll more deep dive into artists. And that will be kind of the main channel, the main theme of the channel. So this channel, essentially, if that is the case, if we end up doing a theme of the month, this channel will essentially be a artist journey channel. Again, it won't be like, what a lot of people with like the NF journey are looking for, where they want you to kind of literally listen to like 15 songs in a row of an artist and dedicate your channel and your life to one artist at a time. I still want more variety than that. That's still why I think I would want 4 artists a month and 3 songs by 4 artists, but it'll be up to you. It'll be all up to all of you guys, seeing what you guys want. Because there's pros and cons to both. The pro of theme of the week is that it changes up more. We get more variety while still maintaining a vibe of a genre rather than a vibe of an artist as much. Because I know Laura, Aaron, there's some people who would prefer more the deep dive on an artist front. And now, it's Q&A time. So for all of you, please leave me any questions you guys have. If you have any questions about the future, if you have any questions about anything I'm talking about, if anything doesn't make any sense, please let me know right here, and I'm going to answer all of these. But yeah, welcome everybody. Joe, Scott, I've always tried to request songs that I think you will like, but have not always been successful. Yeah, totally, man. Like, no, I think you're probably successful like 60% of the time. What's up, Ron? Great haircut, Anton. Thank you. So everyone who follows the podcast knows this haircut for the last like month, but all of you guys have no clue. And this is the first time you've seen my new camera from this perspective. Donna, welcome. Ron, liking the Roxette. When you gonna do some PG Roxette? What does that mean? PG Roxette. Do you mean Pear Jessel? Roxette? Again, if we do, theme of the week, theme of the month, you guys will be able to like actually get multiple Roxette songs in a row, which is kind of what we've been doing, because I just finished putting up all of our full album reaction excerpts, right? And because of that, we were literally like, I was putting up a Fleetwood Mac song every week, I was putting up a Roxette song every week, I was putting up a Savage Garden song. Like, that's kind of how I want you guys to feel. You know what I mean? Like, if you enjoyed those artists and you enjoyed seeing them every single week, like every Monday we would listen to Roxette, every Wednesday we would listen to Savage Garden, you guys know what I'm talking about. So it's like, if you enjoy that format of that level of consistency, you will love the theme of the month. Where if you enjoy the just random shit every day, there is no rhyme or reason, there is no level of consistency at all, then you're going to hate that. If you literally want I don't know when I'm going to get Backstreet Boys. It might come up today. It might come up in a year, whatever. So I prefer more thematic things. I prefer more deep diving experiences. And I'm guessing, knowing all of you guys, knowing my audience, I think you're more or less on board with that. Because I think, again, my audience, all of you guys, a lot of the time are very passionate people. You're very emotional, you're very sensitive, and you love your favorite artists. You really love them, and and I think something that makes this community very special is I think that all of us, we believe fundamentally that there is something special about certain artists, that certain artists have some level of, call it divinity, just some artists have a gift. You know what I mean? And what you love about me is when I'm at my best, I'm able to extract that specialness and that gift and relay it back to you. And a lot of you have mentioned, I can articulate things that you feel, that but you can't put into words, and I can. And I feel in some sense that's my job. That's my gift, is that I can put into words what other people feel. And that gives people a strong sense of validation. That gives all of you a strong sense of validation. Because I feel like if you're anything like me, you grew up in the world, in high school and university, going like, wow, if only people could see how special this artist is. Like, maybe it was your favorite artist. It was U2, Savage Garden, Roxette, Kate Bush, Peter Gabriel, Genesis. You know what I mean? Like we all have our artists, and we go, man, I wish people could see how special this artist is. Or maybe even an artist is really popular, and you look around you and you go, wow, everyone likes this artist, but no one likes it for the same reason I do. And I wish I could talk to somebody, and I wish they could see in this artist what I see, because I feel like I see something other people don't see. And so again, that theme of the month, that theme of the week will accentuate that feeling in all of us, that we really get to explore these things. But again, you guys will all be voting on that and letting me know what you think. So, Scott, on the flip side, with no disrespect to anyone here, I'm not interested in 90% of the requests here. So I just patiently wait until you react to something that I like. Exactly. And I think, honestly, Scott, I think a lot of people are probably like that. I think, and that's one challenge about somebody like me, because I like so much stuff and I have such a broad musical taste, that I end up getting a very broad subscriber base that likes a lot of different things. And especially if you're, like Scott, you might only be interested in 10% of what I put out. And I think I've always wrestled with that kind of deep down. I've always felt a bit guilty that I couldn't give you guys what you wanted to the degree that you wanted it. It used to bug me more. I've kind of come to terms with it and just went, okay, it is what it is. I can't please everybody. I can't make everybody happy, but I can make myself happy and I can make other people happy a certain amount of the time. And again, if I give people more of what they want in a smaller space, it feels like, people can walk away from that going, yeah, I got what I wanted. You know what I mean? Like, okay, that was it quenched my thirst for another few months, whatever. Also, part of this is everything I just said about this theme of the week, theme of the month. What I want to do is I actually want to lower the amount of artists I do on this channel. Because, again, as Scott just said, potentially some of you only enjoy 10% of what we do. And what I'm hoping is, it sounds flippant potentially, but what I'm hoping is the people that only like 10% of what I do. First of all, what I want to do is I want to get to the point on this channel where there's like a 90% hit rate for what I enjoy. Because if there's a 90% hit rate for what I enjoy, then means that most of the reactions we do are to songs I like, which means that most of the people watching my reactions, when they subscribe, okay, I like a majority of what Anton likes. Meaning I get consistently more than what I used to. So if you only like 10% of what I enjoy, it's probably best not to subscribe to the channel. Where if you like 50 to 70% of what I enjoy, it's like, I'm your channel. Like, this is perfect. So what I want to do is I want to limit the amount of artists I do to the point where 90% of them are artists I will either know I will enjoy, or you guys will get so good at knowing what I enjoy, and we will build such a strong relationship that you are a reflection of me, that all of the things that you request, I will like, and then everybody that subscribes in the future will consistently enjoy the content that I put out on the channel. So again, limit the amount of artists, limit it to artists I know I'm going to enjoy, and then I can give you guys a more consistent product. Even though we're going technically we're going deeper rather than broader, hopefully we get to a point where you guys all enjoy 60% of the content. That would be the best case scenario. Well, the best case scenario is you guys like 100% of it, but that's especially for someone like me who likes pop, singer-songwriter, alternative, rock, and metal. The chances of you guys truly enjoying everything I enjoy is abysmally low. But some of you do, and that is awesome. I love it when I see the same people show up on a pop song as a rock song, and I go, you're my people, because I'm happy that you're happy. You know what I mean? When you're showing up and you like a majority of what I do, it's like, oh, sweet. Like, we're all enjoying this. We're all enjoying this together, rather than it be kind of like Russian roulette of what we end up enjoying. You know what I mean? Aaron, especially lately, the requests have been lacking for me, but it's really just personal taste. Some may have loved most of it. The live streams on Twitch help with looking forward to reactions, though. I'm glad. I'm very glad. Not going to be able to soak up much in a week. Yeah, it will be what it is. I would personally prefer a theme of the month. Because again, it would allow me to really saturate myself in something. And then when we move on, it's a feeling of like, we've kind of been on a journey together. In some sense, it's kind of like watching a TV show. You know what I mean? It's like watching 3 seasons of a TV show and then it being done. And then you go and watch another amazing TV show. And it's like, wow, like I just journeyed into another world for quite a long time. You know what I mean? Highly recommend the Twitch streams. Thanks, Aaron. Definitely. All of you guys. Okay. What's up, Sylvia? Anthony, do what you gotta do for yourself, man. Thank you. I appreciate it. Truly, yeah, to be completely honest, I think I had been dreading saying all of this, out of fear of a lot of people being, maybe disappointed or angry. Because again, I come from a very codependent background. I come from a very people pleasing. It's kind of like my default way of being is very people pleasing, right? And so I don't like letting people down. I don't like letting anyone down. And the thing that sucks about not liking to let people down is that in life, you're always going to let down somebody. Again, if I choose to do this artist and not that artist, I let down everybody who liked that artist. And it's just like, for me, it's just coming to terms with every action I ever take is going to let somebody down. And if I'm always letting somebody down, the one person I don't want to really let down is myself, because I'm the one who has to be with myself all the time. And again, I'd rather maybe piss off some people who never really had my back to begin with. And maybe they leave. And in some sense that makes the whole foundation stronger, because everybody that stays, I know, truly loves and appreciates me. And I think, especially reading a lot of comments on YouTube, I think I get to a point where I think the sad state of YouTube is that those that are happy and those that love and respect you generally are content and they don't leave any comments. The people that leave comments primarily are the people that have an issue with something. And therefore, I get, 60% of, not 60 actually, in fairness, I get like 50-50. So I get 50% of people that love me and have my back and really value me. And you all know who you are. And I love seeing your comments because it offsets the other 50% of people who are complaining all the time, who are, why haven't you done this, artist, in a while? Why haven't you done this? And it's like, well, I've done, I don't know, 600 artists on the channel. And what are the odds that I get back to the same one? Technically very low. Again, that's why I want to lower the artist pool and focus more on less artists and keep a certain subset of people happier and keep myself happier at the same time. And why I'm saying this is hearing like Anthony and Tim, who are like, hey, yeah, do what you got to do. It kind of makes me really happy because I'm like, thank you. Because in some sense, I always feel like I'm letting someone down. Again, it's the, position of a content creator, the position of a leader, position of a whatever it is, right? Like anytime you have an audience, again, like you never know who loves you. You never know who actually has your back. Also on YouTube, with all these comments, you don't know who's subscribed. So maybe like 80% of the comments I get on YouTube are from people who are not subscribed. It's their first time watching my video or their third video, and they're like, man, you haven't done this artist in a while. You should do this artist again, or whatever. They're finding something to complain about, right? And so in some sense, I felt a bit, I think, alienated from a lot of you guys, especially on YouTube. Like I feel very connected to my Discord audience, my Twitch audience, because again, they go out of their way to interact with me, right? Where it's just hard on YouTube to know who's there for you and who's there for what you're reacting to. And obviously, most people are there for what you're reacting to. Most people aren't there for you. You are a reactor primarily, and then you're Anton with Anton's thoughts and feelings secondly, right? And luckily, there's a lot of you who are there for me. You know, all of you that check out on Twitch, you're always there regardless of what I react to. So again, I very much value and I'm thankful for that, right? But thank you. Aaron, when you're enjoying yourself, it's more enjoyable for us as well. Yeah. Yeah, you should do what you want if possible. Thank you. It's a job that became a chore, and that's no bueno. Yeah. Found your channel a few months ago. Still loving it. Thank you, Cordy. Anthony, can't wait for new content. Sounds great. If you ever need any Celine-related suggestions on the future, hit me up. There's some hidden gems. Thank you. Totally. And like, you know, Celine Dion's absolutely one of my favorite artists on the channel. Like, hands down. And as soon as we do 90s pop, guess what? Celine's going to be on that list. And then if Celine's on that list, we're going to check out, like, you know, we're going to deep dive into Celine Dion, right? We're going to really check out more of her, you know? Merrick, so with the themes for us, country requesters, what theme would we consider that under? So essentially what I'll be doing is I'll probably be going, like, themes related to easy listening. So country will be under that. So it'll be pop, country, singer-songwriter. Yeah. And then like electronic will be kind of under pop. I'll like, you know how that Loreen song from Eurovision kind of blew up on the channel. So like stuff like EDM, Calvin Harris, that will all be under pop, and country and blues. Yeah. Yeah. I think that's what I'll do. I think I'll do pop, singer-songwriter, country, and blues. Because I think those are kind of like my favorite genres within the easy listening category. So you got your Tori Amoses, your Kate Bushes will be under singer-songwriter, Peter Gabriel, Sting, Bryan Adams, that kind of thing. And then we'll alternate to rock, which will be like, you know, alternative, rock and alternative. So you'll have your 90s alternative, 2000s radio rock, Nickelback, Daughtry, Three Doors Down, stuff like that. And then to kind of rock and hard rock will probably be in the same kind of options of themes. It'll probably be just rock, and it'll be like, you know, 2000s hard rock, so like Breaking Benjamin, Linkin Park, and then, you know, more like 2000s radio rock, you know, Nickelback, Daughtry, Three Doors Down, stuff like that. So I like country a lot, meaning country will stay on the channel, 100%. But, and I think actually, I think the good thing about any country listener on the channel is I think you guys, especially Merrick and Melanie, I think you guys have pretty, in a good way, understood what kind of country I like. Like, I think that's pretty well established now. Big Hook sing-along country. You know what I mean? Tony, yes, now Pear moved on with Roxette and changed the name to PG Roxette. Yeah, so, you know, that would be a Roxette thing. David, what I wonder with this structure is how we ought to be requesting songs. So that will be changed. So exactly. So when this happens down the road in a year or whatever, again, I'll be lowering everything to $5. So it won't be as much of like requesting anything as much as it will be whatever theme wins that month. All of the patrons who are requesting things will throw their request in there, and then I'll make my way down it, right? So it'll be kind of like a hybrid system of what we're doing now, where rather than requesting anything, you'll be requesting things that fit into a theme, right? And then, you know, it'll still be like everyone will have their guaranteed spot. So I'll still be doing like an X when I complete your thing. And then, you know, until the end of that round, you know, you will have your request completed. But we're going to be kind of jumping around to different themes. And then so we'll be kind of like, what will probably happen is like, David, you, every time a rock theme comes up, you'll probably end up winning that request because you're a rock fan on the channel, right? So that's kind of how I see it. But we'll figure it out as we go on, you know, like we'll constantly, as this channel evolves, you guys and myself will be constantly figuring out the best way to do this, right? And again, the biggest thing is I want everybody, not everybody to be happy, because that's impossible. But those of you who are with me and with my vision, I want us to be happy. I want us kind of creating this thing together and this theme thing to really work. And I want themes that my core audience enjoys. So it's not like, when it's this theme, everybody's unhappy. Again, like hopefully we get to a place where the main subscriber base of the channel likes 50% of the themes. And there's a 50% chance that you'll enjoy what we're doing. And then we're going to go back and forth between rock and easy listening every month. Rap, I apologize to my rap fans, but rap will probably not have a theme. And the possibility of that is, we'll see how this goes, but that could be, we could do like a wild card theme where that could be like indie. Actually, in fairness, I haven't really found any indie stuff I like, so I'm not sure. But we'll probably have like a wild card theme every once in a while where it's like just a free for all. It'll still, like, again, I still want it to make sense in some sense, have a level of consistency. But yeah, I want to find a way to make this theme thing work. That's the number one thing, is I want to find a way to give you guys a consistent immersive experience that maybe there's more lag time between what you enjoy and what you don't enjoy. But when you get what you enjoy, it's worth it because we get to deep dive into your thing. Merrick, would you ever do full album reactions again? No. Very likely not. I would want the theme of the month to replace album reactions. Because again, album reactions are really difficult. From almost like they're just, yeah, that one is just hard because you end up going so hard into an artist. That's like 2 weeks of content on a specific artist. Sometimes even 3 weeks of content, depending on how many videos we do a week, right? Like, so that's so much dedicated content. So probably not, but hopefully the theme, we just hammer onto the singles more and the songs that are worth, in a lot of ways, reactions. Because what I found doing a lot of album reactions is it depends on the album, but there's just a lot of the time there's a big discrepancy between the songs I really enjoy on an album and the songs I don't enjoy, or the songs I enjoy less. And at the same time, sometimes the songs I enjoy most on an album are not the singles. So that's the thing too. And again, this is a cool thing too. What the theme of the month or the theme of the week will allow is that it will allow us to actually go to deeper cuts. Because let's say Celine Dion wins, right? Matchbox 20. Let's say Matchbox 20 wins. What will happen is once we get through all of their singles, because I love Matchbox 20 and I love Celine Dion and I love all these artists, what will happen is there's going to be a time where we run out of singles. Then we're going to go on to live performances. And because, again, these are going to be bigger facets on the channel. So then we're going to go to live performances and we're going to do songs that usually wouldn't have the opportunity to get requests. Then when we're done with live reactions, then we might go into deeper cuts, right? Again, because again, as we build up more of a momentum for fan bases on the channel, it will allow more, it will allow me to feel like when I do something that is not going to usually get many views, at least there's an established fan base on the channel that will value that. And hopefully I can get enough people on the internet attracted to the channel for specific artists and themes that we can do things we normally wouldn't be able to do because it would just get like 10 views. You know what I mean? Like I like doing, targeted deep cuts. Like I do enjoy that. Just again, like we all know there's some albums where there's just some songs that are just not that great. And kind of everyone agrees like, yeah, that song's not great. And when you have to kind of review that song or 3 of those songs in a row, it's like, oh shit, this kind of sucks. Like, yeah, the last 3 songs have kind of not really been my thing, right? So again, it's a bit more inconsistent. I want to get to a place of more consistency. David, say I like 2000s alternative, or rather than requesting a 90s rock song one period, I'd like to send my absolute favorites for that genre once it comes up. Let me read this again. Say I like 2000s alternative, and rather than requesting a 90s rock song one period, I'd like to send my absolute favorites for that genre once it comes out. It's actually a really good point. If I understand what you're saying, I actually think that could be a cool idea. So essentially, if what I gather, or what you're referring to, is rather than having like one request per round, what we might be able to do is like, let's say David loves 2000s alternative. And when 2000s alternative comes up, he's like, I really want to make the most of this. This is my favorite genre. What we might do is like, okay, let's say David is the biggest fan on the Patreon in 2000s alternative. What we might do, and again, we'll have to figure this out, is maybe we'll give David 3 slots and like he gets to pick 3 songs that theme. And that means for the next 3 rounds of requests, he doesn't get his spot because he used 3 of those spots on a previous round that he really wanted to kind of hone in on. That's an option I'm definitely open to. Again, it depends. Like if 30 people all love 2000s alternative, I probably won't be able to just be like, hey, David gets like 3 of those requests that month or whatever. But we'll see. Who knows? Again, I'm open to a lot of things. I'm open to figuring this out with all of you guys. Mule Feather, hello. Okay. My thought is that if we vote that 80s pop is a theme of the month, if I try to fit that in going to send you some, and this is a thing too, is that when we're doing themes, there's going to be more opportunity for people to jump places in the queue. Like the way we're doing requests now is I'm making my way down a request list of you guys. Meaning, like, David is always above Mark, right? And then if you're at the bottom of the list and we're at the theme you want to see, if we're doing it the way we're doing now, you're not going to have the opportunity to have your request done. So what I would prefer is the list and the queue be more fluid, and whoever wins that request is the person who values that request the most. So again, it's back to that thing, David, where I would like it, where if you love something, you can like put in your request. Like maybe it'd be some sense of like points, or just like different people have higher propensity to get a request on the theme of the choice. Maybe even what I'll do is I'll have a slot in the request queue where you literally say, my favorite genre is, and you put 90s alternative. And when we get to 90s alternative, I take all of those people and I give them highest priority for getting their request done. Maybe I'll even say they're the only ones who have the option to have the request done in this queue, so that whoever loves actually, I think that works. Actually, I think that's actually a really good idea. So everyone writes down their favorite genre and their favorite theme, and they always have kind of, that's their right, is when that theme comes up, that's their moment to shine, and they get to really capitalize on that. That's what I would like to do. Mark, you definitely summed it up, Anton, how you review these artists. Nice, brother. Mule Feather, I watch Unknown Reactions sometimes, discovering new music with you. Thank you. I love it when you guys do that. I love it when you guys try new things. I fucking love that. It makes me so happy. Like, it makes me so proud of this community where I'm like, fuck yeah, man. Like, you guys are truly music lovers. You know, again, nothing pisses me off more than like one person who's like, you got to do this one artist and this one artist only. That drives me fucking Looney Tunes. Catherine Wolf, theme of the week sounds good. Reaction channels don't seem to be doing a lot of the same artists in a row. Recently, Alex Hefner did that with Bad Omens, made me into a fan of them now. Exactly. That's exactly it. I want to do that kind of thing. More immersive, deeper experiences. Laura. I lost my place here. Holy crap, you guys said a lot. Okay. Theme of the month allows for several artists to be reviewed and delved into, and since everyone votes on the artist, there's more chance more people will like one or more of the 4 artists. Yeah. Again, we're gonna vote on it today. Like, we're gonna figure it out, and I'm gonna lay it down and figure out what you guys want. Anthony, gotta go, but thanks for all the videos. Thank you, Anthony. I sincerely appreciate it. Laura, theme of the week allows for 3 artists to be reviewed once. Yeah. Sharon, do you plan on deleting all the videos on the discontinued rock channel? No. I'm currently of 2 minds. A lot of you have mentioned you do not want fucking 650 songs uploaded to this channel. We've all seen what happens, and it gets bogged down. Like, it's stressful for me having to put up 650 reactions. You guys keep getting bombarded with shit you've already seen, and it's just, again, a lot of you have mentioned that you don't want that. So either option A is I'm going to keep those reactions where they are in the rock channel, and it's going to be a rock archive. There's pros and cons to that. The pro is that it's free, it's there. The con is those videos will die in the algorithm. They'll be dead in about 6 months. They just won't be circulating anymore, and nobody will ever find them. That's brand new. The only way people ever find them is if they go back and they hear me talk about it and they go and check it out. So that's the con, is that content dies. Option B that I've been thinking, and I think this is what I'm going to do, is I'm going to put that as the $5 tier for under the Patreon. So $5, you literally get 650 reactions and all of our full album reactions. Sincerely, like, to be completely honest, I think $5 is, again, it's a coffee for a lot of content. It greatly helps me out because, as I said, like, the thing with reactions is I literally don't make a penny, and I'm not doing a Cry Me a River game here. I don't make literally a penny on reactions because my channel's not monetized because they take all the copyright money anyway. So I make 0 money, meaning all of the emotion, all of the time, every minute I spend doing reactions that I'm not doing my podcast or not doing other things that actually make me money, I'm like wasting money. You know what I mean? And again, it's not about the money. It's just about sustainability, right? And it would be nice if there was some level of, way to make a living on my reactions in some way, even just a little bit of a supplemental income. You know what I mean? So what I want to do is, right now, a majority of my money comes from the $10 tier, right? Majority of my stuff comes from $10. What I'd like to do is, rather than rely on $10, I want to throw everything on $5. It's cheap as shit. And I give you guys a lot of content on $5, and I feel good about it. I go, okay, look, like, anybody, not anybody, some people literally can't even afford that. Some people can't afford anything, period. Like, that's kind of it. It's either you can't afford anything or you can afford $5. So, like, that's kind of my plan right now, is album reactions. And then again, requests will be $5. I just want to load everything up on the cheapest tier and just let it go. You know what I mean? So that's the plan, Sharon, is I think I'm going to put all of the rock videos. So in the meantime, everybody, if you want to check out those rock videos for free, I recommend going over to my rock channel and checking them out, because I won't be putting them behind a paywall for probably another week or a month. So in the meantime, please watch all of them for free. Go and enjoy them. They're great videos. I'm proud of all of them. I love a lot of them, and it would be sad to see them die. So definitely, I recommend go check them out while they're free. By all means, enjoy. Let's see. Finn Max Shark. What I find frustrating about reaction channels is the reactor loves an artist in the song and doesn't cover them again for weeks or months. I know. Exactly, right? That's exactly it. And again, it's like, there's the pro and the con. Is the pro is, again, Like, you get to dive into something immersively. The con is those that don't like the thing you're immersing yourself in have to wait longer to get to the thing that they want to get immersed in. But maybe that's the best trade-off you can get. Again, is that you just do it. You know what I mean? Not as quickly and willy-nilly as before, though. I'm on theme of the month too. I like deep dives. Cool. Okay. Yeah, it's kind of like watching a show or going on. That's exactly how I see it. It's like watching a TV show, watching a season of a TV show. Scott, I think I understand your vision for the channel. I just hope that you will remove the view requirements for established artists on the channel. That's exactly what it will be. It will be, because again, view requirements matter as a way of maintaining quality control when you have chaos. Like that's just kind of the way it is. It's like when you have chaos and there's no rhyme or reason for anything, to maintain a level of consistency and quality control, you have to have a view requirement. Because again, you have to make sure that only the best of the chaos rises to the top. If we no longer have chaos and we choose the experience we want to have, the view requirements can be lower, right? Aaron, theme of the month would be really cool. It's not like artist of the month and you only get one artist. It's different artists just within the same genre world to get lost in for the month. Yeah, that's what I would enjoy the most. Sometimes the artists you enjoy don't have highly viewed videos on YouTube, even if the song is phenomenal. Absolutely. Very true. Established artists are already known well enough by Anton that we are aware of whether he likes them or not. And if he does, opening up to more deep cuts will just enhance it, as I just said like 10 minutes ago. Exactly. Laura, if he likes them, maybe he notices something we don't. I love it. It's like a book club. Yeah. Carolyn, is it still live? Yeah, I think I'm still here. Love your haircut. Very nice. Thank you, Jim. Appreciate it, brother. Mr. Canadian Beef, good morning. I may say, regarding your work, you are magic in someone's eyes. Come to think of it, that applies to a lot of things. Thank you. I appreciate it. We may have loved an artist forever, and Anton discusses everything he notices, and it's like, oh yeah, how cool. Are you still doing your podcast? Absolutely. That's my baby. Like, literally, podcasts are like, that's my child. You know what I mean? That's like the thing I birthed into the world. That is the thing that is uniquely my own. And while I love reactions, or at least I love reactions when I love reactions. Again, the reactions are a bit more Russian roulette. It's a bit more like, I might like this, I might not, which is everything we've been talking about. I want to get more to a level of consistency. He is still doing podcasts. Just keep reacting to you two and you'll please everyone. Ooh, I like you. Yeah. Darren Hayes' new music. I already checked out the whole album, man. I fucking love it. Homosexual is my favorite song on it. That song is so good. Keep up the good work. I love the love fest here. Carolyn, they don't have enough views, but I second that. Yeah, I know, exactly. And thank you, Mule Feather, for appreciating the podcast as well. Thank you. That means a lot to me. Matt, I love to hear you confirm my music taste in the late 80s and the 90s was not totally crap from a professional view. The 90s and the whole grunge alternative scene became very questionable, though. YouTube bad, cough, cough. Yeah, actually, I already did YouTube bad. It just got blocked. Anton loves Darren Hayes. I very much do. Should have done the Wide Awake in America version. It's available to view on Odyssey, though. Absolutely, yeah. You liked my Death Cab request. You like one indie. Yeah, one I like. Maybe we can have an indie theme. Yeah, as long as yeah, there's going to have to be, once we do themes, we're going to have to find a way to allow a little bit of chaos in. We're going to have to allow a way to bring more artists and genres into the system so that I can potentially enjoy them, right? So there will be an element maybe every 3 months, every 4 months, where we immerse ourselves in things that I don't usually do. World music, rap, indie, where we really explore, does Anton have the potential to enjoy this genre? Because then, if I enjoy that genre, we can move it up to a potential theme of the month genre, and it can be a normal thing on the channel. So You know what I mean? So I agree. I think we have to find a way to keep the ability to allow chaos into the system, because if there's no chaos in the system ever, that's when the system decays and dies, because it can't breathe anymore. It can't grow. And as much as I do enjoy a level of consistency and things I know I'm going to like, I do enjoy and try new things. But I think my whole point in all of this is that the new things got completely out of balance, where the new things became 90% of what I was doing, and the things I knew I enjoyed was like 10%. I want to flip that around. I want 90% of stuff I know I'm going to like, you know I'm going to like, and you know you're going to like it. Like, I want just all of us to be like 90% of what we do, we all know we're going to enjoy it. Then we can allow 10% of chaos into the system to shake it and try new things, but not too much, just enough to test the waters. And then be like, is this going to be allowed to really infiltrate into a theme of the month? You know what I mean? That's a pity. Where the streets have no name, live at Slane Castle is the ultimate. Hi, George. No idea why I made that a question. Hello from Manchester, England. Yeah. That's funny. Like Anchorman. I'm Ron Burgundy. I cried laughing at that scene. I laughed so much because of that movie. Milk was a bad choice. I love the love here. I'm late to the conversation, but my favorite thing about your channel is you come across genuine, and so do your reactions. Thank you, George. Finn Mac Shark. Or when talking, we're back to Anchorman. I just got pulled down. Okay, here we go. We all love that specifically about Anton, George. It stands out as compared to other reactors. Thank you. LOL, I'll take 3 spots from Melissa Etheridge and give up spots for later requests. Could be a logistic nightmare, but should improve the quality of requests, methinks. Yeah. A vote of that could help. What if I don't have a favorite genre? Oh, that's fine. Like, you probably have a genre, we all have something we know we enjoy. Like, so let's say you love Celine Dion. When you see 90s pop come up or singer-songwriter, you're like, ooh, okay, Celine Dion's in that genre. Anton likes Celine Dion. I love Celine Dion. There's a really good chance if that wins, Celine Dion's going to be a winner, and we're going to deep dive into Celine Dion. So I'm going to vote on that. So that's probably how a lot of you are going to end up doing it. I think I have been guilty of pushing you down into rabbit holes, I think. I had alternated between people we have seen, Kate Eurythmics, with people we haven't. Jay Rafferty. Yeah. And thanks for being honest about that, man. And again, I really appreciate you taking the responsibility and apologizing if you manipulated the channel. This is the thing. I want to get to the point where nobody can manipulate the channel, because it's not your fault for loving what you love, right? I can't blame anybody for loving what they love. But what I can blame is myself for creating a system that allows it to be abused, and not abused, because none of you guys are abusing it, but allow a system that can end up pulling me away from what I enjoy. That is the only issue, and I blame myself for that. That's not your fault. That's none of your faults. I just want to create a system that, again, guides all of us in a direction we all enjoy. All of us. Melissa, hi, Anton. I'm watching from the beginning, and I remember suggesting this to you a long time ago. My only concern is, what about those patrons that aren't on Discord? How they fit into this? Good, very good point. I'll have to reflect on that. I'll have to figure out. Actually, I already figured it out. As I said at the beginning of this live stream, I want to find a way to prioritize YouTube people more than just Discord. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be holding all of our theme of the months on YouTube, and then have the interaction on Discord. So when you guys requesting stuff, that occurs on Discord. And Melissa, if you're someone like Melissa, I can also, if I know you're a patron and we've built up a relationship, I can send you the request link, and you don't have to go through Discord. But I need a relationship with you before that, because if I don't, people can abuse the fuck out of that. Like, they can just abuse me easily, and they can be manipulative, and they can just manipulate the entire system, which I don't want to happen. But yes, there will be a way for people that are not on Discord to interact, because we're going to be holding all of the votes on YouTube from now on. Irish Pigeon, hello from Ireland. Hello. Love the reactions, man. Keep it up. I'll tell a few of the lads at work to subscribe to you. Thank you. I sincerely appreciate that. Mark Davidson, love all your reactions. However, your Roxette ones are my favorite. And I get that, man. We all have our favorites. And I also love that you appreciate, all of my reactions, and you still have a favorite. And I love that too, man. Like, you know what I mean? I do love that. I often dream about their music and love how you enjoy the songs also. You aren't going to upload the reactions from the discontinued channel then? I don't think so anymore. That was the original plan, and I know me and Amber and all of us talked about that. But I've been talking to more people, and again, it seems like a lot. It's still an option, but I really have to, I really have to think about it, and I have to think about all of the logistics about it, because it's a lot, and there is a possibility though. Like, I'm still not against that. It's just like, it's a lot. Gugav, sorry if I'm late, but from what I caught, $5 is more reasonable than the prices I saw when exploring. Yeah, like right now, the average price on Patreon is $10. That's like the main, the essentially Patreon's $10. That's pretty much what it is. And I want to get it to $5. And I want to get it to $5 without completely fucking myself over. Because right now, if I moved everything to $5, I can't sustain my life. Like, literally, like I'd be screwed. There's a lot of things I would no longer be able to afford in my life. So I would have to figure that out. But that's where I want to head. Hey, Peggy, what's the name of the podcast? Is it on Spotify? Absolutely. Anton Zachor Podcast. I link it on all of my channels. So just go to my channel, scroll down, you'll find my other channels. It's there. Jaya, what's up, bro? Love your reactions. Only recently discovered this channel, but I like your openness on new, unfamiliar music. Thank you. Peggy, my favorite part of watching reactors is watching them enjoy a new song, but the honesty of pointing out if they question the lyrics or the way a soundtrack was handled. Yeah, which I love that. I once made laugh with a Belinda Carlisle quip. Have you considered a reaction to her work just to make us rid the guilt? Belinda Carlisle. I once made laugh with a Belinda Carlisle quip. I don't even think I know that person. I don't even know her. Irish Pigeon. I find you one was looking up the Cranberries reactions. Really enjoyed your reaction to them. Thank you. Have you ever done a reaction to Sam Ryder? No. Joe. I found your channel with Savage Gardens to the Moon and Back, watching different reactions to this song. You're cut above the rest. Genuine reaction as song progressed along with your analysis. Thank you. Sherry. For me, it's 21 Pilots. I still hope for more. Philippe, what's up, brother? Hey, Anton, what do you think about the new Wolves of the Gate album? Fucking love it, man. Love it. So many great songs. I off the top of my head, I can't remember, but just know, like, I love like 80% of that record. Merrick. So if an artist puts out new music, they just go in the theme they started in, just like when Kelly puts her new album. I'll still be reacting to new stuff when it comes out. If it's from an artist I love. If it's from an artist I like, I do too much. I won't be able to hit it. It'll have to be requested by you guys. But yeah, like with a new artist, like a new song, but an artist, yeah, it'll just go with the theme of the month. Same. I think that's easiest. Yeah, just it'll be the same with the theme of the month. Mr. Canadian Beef. If I may throw my hat in the ring, absolutely. An idea to bring an additional dimension in your analysis. Research the artist to share bits of trivia and fun facts. Mix those in with your opinion and feeling. So I used to do that. This is the sad state of affairs of YouTube. I used to do that. And when I looked at my analytics, there was a massive drop off as soon as I did that. Like literally, everyone would just skip 30 seconds. They'd skip all of that and they'd go to the reactions. So it's why I do really short intros now, because literally, like, again, following the audience, 5%, maybe even 1% of people value that, and 95 to 99% of people don't. So it's just sad, but I used to do it, but I don't do it anymore just because it is more work, and the amount of people that actually value it is like almost nobody. I'm just going to patiently wait for the Whitney live reactions, maybe under the pop. Yeah, it'll be pop and R&B. I'm gonna put those together likely. I love Muse, totally. Laura, Merrick, that's something we've been discussing. Personally, I think it should be like you say, where if some genre plus 90s is the theme of an artist from that decade as later music is allowed. Yeah. So like if an artist, like, okay, let's use U2. They're a really good example. They had a massive stake in the 80s, massive stake in the 90s, massive stake in the 2000s. They belong in 80s alternative or 80s rock, 90s rock, and 2000s rock. Yeah, they're allowed in all of it. Or probably like alternative. I think I'd put them more like 80s, 90s alternative rock. Scott, similar to what Richard Hughes said about rabbit holes, I have tried to introduce you to artists, but I think you'll like so we can discover more. But if you don't like them, I don't request more. Yeah, totally. Ron, love your reactions too. Would you consider some more modern artists like yeah, totally. We definitely do a lot of modern artists. Like we just did like Callum Scott, we just recorded that the other day. Ed Sheeran, Lady Gaga. Yeah, definitely. You know, I'm definitely open to it. If you don't upload the old stuff, people will think you haven't done a ton of stuff you have done. So yeah, so what I'll end up doing is I'll just like mention the artists we've done, and then it'll be in the Rock Archive. And I'll just make a list of all the artists that are in the Rock Archive. I can see comments under reactions of people saying right and left, you should do this or that. That can lead to a lot of unhappiness. Yeah, again, it's like you let people down every way. Like everybody wants something different, right? And what do you think of the new? I haven't heard it. Melissa, thank you. I think the theme idea is a great idea. Looking forward to that. Thank you. All right, everybody. Any last questions or comments before we finish up here? Another couple minutes here. New people to your channel won't know. Yeah, it's true. There's, again, pros and cons to both sides of it. Anton, you've done number one. You're number one. Thank you. You've done 600 songs. I know it's a lot. Keep it up. Just joined. Happy to be here. Thanks for keeping it real, man. My pleasure, all of you. And thank you for being a great audience. Thank you for having my back. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for, yeah, like, you know, seeing what's best for all of us, right? You know, where will the vote be? It'll be on YouTube. It'll be here. I'm going to post it right now after we get off here. So it'll be like a, you know, when I do comments on YouTube, same kind of thing. YouTube. All right. Last questions. What bands do you listen to in your free time? Tons. My God. Lately, metal. I've been listening to a lot of like Parkway Drive, Amon Amarth, a lot of like heavy shit. Like very emotional, but like heavy. Yeah, I've been going through a lot of shadow work and stuff and delving into some fucked up stuff from my childhood. And so metal helps me surface that stuff and deal with it. It's very cathartic to me. But yeah. Karak Angren, I've never even heard of that. I don't know what that is. Peace, David. See you, man. Love you. All right, last question. Ron, when are you gonna do It Just Happens, Roxette? Again, yeah, request it, man. That's the thing. Again, like people request a lot of stuff, right? Like people request hundreds of songs, you know, people request like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of stuff. So from your perspective and all of your perspectives, it looks like, especially think about this too, right? You're probably only checking out videos from 10% of the artists I post. Like maybe you're only watching my Roxette videos. So you get, when you read the comments, you get this impression that the only things being requested are Roxette songs. But the other 90% of the content that you don't watch also have people all requesting those things too. So I've done 1,300 reactions. And maybe 1,000 of them have people requesting different things. So again, it's just kind of like impossible. You know what I mean? Just everyone's requesting something. I have John Farnham fans requesting John Farnham, Bryan Adams, Celine Dion, U2, like Roxette, Tori Amos, like, you know what I mean? Like every artist I do has people requesting that artist more, right? So again, I'm hoping, guys, that this theme of the month or theme of the week, depending what you guys vote on, I'm hoping it solves a lot of our challenges. Scott, will you still be keeping the song request list on Patreon? Yeah, totally. But again, it's going to be more, I want to funnel it into, again, these themes. So I do, currently what I do is Tuesdays is the normal request list, and I make my way down it one by one. What I've started to do to make it less jarring for me and less jarring for everybody on Twitch is, like, let's say the next artist, the next request on the list is Tori Amos. And then the one after that is Metallica. And the one after that is Savage Garden. Those are all wildly different genres. In the past, I would react to all of those on Twitch at the same time. And it's jarring to go from like Savage Garden to Metallica right after. It's just, to really immerse yourself in it is jarring. So what I do now is whatever the next request is, if it's Tori Amos, I'll go down the list and I'll find like, okay, who's requested things like Tori Amos? Oh, Kate Bush, Sting, Peter Gabriel. Okay, cool. So even if Peter Gabriel's further down the list, if the next thing in the list is Tori Amos, I'll just go down and I'll find 2 or 3 artists that fit a theme, and I'll make a theme out of all of your requests. And I'll do that. Then the next week, when it's Metallica, I'll try to find, oh, has anyone requested Iron Maiden? Has anyone requested Guns N' Roses? Okay, and then you find things that are on the same theme. And so you, on one hand, on Tuesdays, we build themes from requests. On Wednesdays, we do themes that are voted on by the community. And so that's how we figure that out. So yeah, there'll still be the request list. Mule Feather, I'll put in requests. Thank you. Ron, thank you. And everybody, thank you very much for taking the time to hang out today. Yeah, man, I love you guys. So take care, okay?